And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment of episode 173 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Got a few things we're going to talk about today. Where are we? Let's talk about college football. College football, college football, college football. We got, what do we want to talk about first? Do I want to do the playoff first or do the playoff last? Let's talk about the Snoop. Let's talk about what's going on before. So, I think Snoop Dogg is the Dos Equis man from the hood. He is the most interesting man in the world. If you know, Snoop Dogg hosted the Olympics for the United States.
Yeah,
last summer.
Snoop in France, not here. France.
Snoop Dogg has also done many things in life. He also now owns Death Row Records. He's put out children's songs, children's books. He's put out snacks. He's literally done everything.
He's put children in the NFL
and in college.
Let's not forget that part.
So he's done all of these things, but I will say a lot of these things can be done by other people, especially when you're all in the 1% of the 1%. I don't know if I've known any other person to have a bowl game named after them. The Snoop Dogg Bowl, Arizona Bowl. We talked about it last year when they named it for him in the offseason, and the fact that it has come to fruition is one of the coolest things, if not the coolest thing you can do as a football fan.
Yeah. So as a person who's put together much smaller events, it's one thing, and I'm gonna tell you like my thought process here is okay. Like first, it's like, oh, Snoop has a bowl, so cool. Maybe a little bit of licensing, throw your name up there. You kind of show up, you show face. Maybe you do the trophy presentation, and then you're out of there. Nah, not Snoop. Snoop was involved with every facet in every portion of this game. The interviews before the teams got together, he was sitting down with players before, pregame, halftime, trophy presentation, and then the jacket. It says never let them know your next move. Snoop is really a guy who I have a lot of respect for because he'll try things. He'll try almost anything. And the thing about it is he tries so many things that he gets good. He does well with most things. So, I remember when we were talking about rappers and our parents weren't the most, like our parents weren't the most fond of rappers, but we didn't have rappers that had accomplished what he's accomplished. He is an icon. He continues to do it his way. That's the part that I really appreciate is he didn't have to.
Yeah, he designed the trophy, right? He had input in the trophy. He's done the fact that he really made this bowl game, like he understands his brand. I think that's the most important thing, that the most impressive thing that I've seen is that he understands his brand so well that he knows if I'm there, like I'm giving death row chains out, I'm wearing gin and juice, right? I'm wearing gin and juice, which is my brand. My brand. He's basically created his own ecosystem. We talk about ecosystem all the time with the IT Media Network and Culture. He's literally done that. He's made himself, and he provides for so many people. And now he's everything is branded for Snoop Dogg. This is fantastic.
I'm reading the comments, ladies. Oh, this is amazing. Full DJ throughout the game, and then both bands come together, and Snoop is the band leader. But he still gets to do what he wants to do. We would have never said 20 years ago Snoop gonna have bowl game. He gonna give people death row chains, and it's gonna be cool. That's where. Where are you gonna get
Snoop Dogg with a Cadillac on the other side? That's fire.
I love when people get to be themselves and do what they want to do. That's the inspiration.
100%, man. So, I wanted to highlight that
because
y'all,
when we get the Splashcast Bowl, we gonna.
I already got an idea. You know me, Mr. Idea, Mr. Entrepreneur.
We gonna be different.
The Celebration Bowl takes place of the champions. We could have a Splashcast Bowl in the same arena and just have the runners up. to have
Right.
whoever we play, Southern versus Central. I do it.
Hey,
Why
don't
not?
let me have a Splash Cast Bowl.
Sponsored by Hennessy. No, I'm playing. Sponsored by Uncle
Crown
Nearest.
Royal.
Uncle
Crown
Nearest.
Royal. I
No,
mean,
we
yeah.
blacks. We blacks. We
Fair
going
enough.
blackity black.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now y'all know my affinity for Crown, but I would do Uncle Nearest if they'll be happy enough to have us.
Yep. Yep. So battle of the offseason. If you remember, Southern Miss hired Coach Charles Huff from Marshall because Marshall didn't want to pay him after they basically reneged on a deal. And he left to go to Southern Miss, and the entire team of Marshall entered the transfer portal. Now, of course, not all of them will go to Southern Miss, but now his name is out there, and and I think he won his conference.
He did, yes,
He
100% won the conference.
So he is now has the number one transfer portal in the Sun Belt, according to 247 Sports, which is one of the talent rating systems when it comes to one of the recruiting systems when it comes to recruitment. 2, 3, 4-star, all of that thing. So they have the number one class in the Sun Belt. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Georgia Southern and Georgia State are in the Sun Belt. So y'all better watch out for Southern Miss now.
I love this, and I love this for a couple different reasons. You tried to short my man on his money, so he shorted you, and you didn't end up in a bowl game because you didn't have any players. I love that part. Now, he has the number one transfer portal class in your conference, which is a problem for you, Marshall. And I am thrilled by it. I want to see him continuously stick it to Marshall. I hope they, I just want to see them. I don't like when people get taken advantage
Pain
of.
and strife.
Yeah, I just want to see you be miserable. That's it. You could have done the right thing. You could have paid him a fair wage, but you decided not to, and now it's costing you out the wazoo. Go Southern Miss.
And I hope they play each other in the next 2 years, too. Go ahead and schedule it.
2 years. This is a conference game. We win the conference. I hope they win the conference.
Marshall's in the the Sun Belt?
Yes, that's the whole thing. He won with Marshall. He bet on himself, didn't extend his contract. Then he goes to the worst team in the same conference. You can't play in a bowl game because all their players say they're transferring to Southern Miss, and then he comes back with the number one transfer portal class in your conference. Hey, Thunder and Herd. It's tight, my boy. And don't want to hear it, don't care.
Wow. That makes this even better. Oh, man, I hope they play at Marshall, too. I hope they play at Marshall. That would be absolutely fantastic.
You earned it. You get, speaking of
R.I.P.
R.I.P. OJ Macko, and you guessed it. You guessed right.
Florida teams that one of the teams that has Norwood just absolutely excited about Billy Donovan. Him also Billy Napier.
I love Billy Donovan, 2-time national champion.
Billy Napier in Florida has 7 commits and signees participating in the Under Armour All-American game, which is the most of any school in the country. They have 2 5-stars and 5 4-stars, 3 receivers, a running back, a linebacker, quarterback, and a defensive lineman. They have finally figured out the NIL in Florida after that whole Jaden Rashada issue. And now they are okay. I guess Nora was not excited.
No, okay. So let's do a couple things here. It looks like old boy who proposed to his young lady in the end zone yesterday for the Commanders after beating us has already been caught up in less than 24 hours. He flew something else out. And, of course, the internet has gotten a hold to that. With that being said, I am at a point with the Gators where I honestly don't know what to do. I'm going to have to take a step back like I did with the Hawks and just let it play out. Because I know Billy Napier's coaching aptitude is just not there. But I also would be a hater if I did not acknowledge what he's doing as a football recruiter. And he is putting together a ton of players.
Yes.
And
that's what I've noticed. The class is like 30 people, which is what Alabama and Georgia do because they know that you're going to have so many people leave.
You have fallout. So, yeah, you're just going – I mean, I want to be mad. And y'all know I don't like Billy as a coach. But I'm not a hater. What you're doing right now is amazing by any coaching standard in the world. So if you're going to do it, best of luck. I'd like to win for sure.
Georgia, Florida will definitely be interested next year. I think it'll probably be 2 years. I don't know. Transfer portal. I don't. The transfer portal. I always jump out there and I'll say something like, I think Georgia will win next year. They should win. You better get us this, that, and the third.
And then life will pop up, and then you'll be like, oh well, I didn't.
But
see
now
that.
with the transfer portal happening, it's like, well, okay, Mississippi, Ole Miss brought in literally everybody, and they went to a contender immediately.
It's perpetual free agency, so you can't. Before, you used to be able to see who had the stockpiles of assets. NIL has flattened that out because everybody can go somewhere and get their money. So you just can't stockpile the same amount of assets for very long. Just doesn't happen. And for Billy to kind of be doing that right now is impressive. He just Lagway's a freshman quarterback. He went and got another. He got a guy who'll be a freshman, like he'll be probably a redshirt freshman next year, but he's got it.
I think that's. Well, you don't want to fall into the DJ Lagway gets hurt and you have to go to Graham Mertz or a.
Oh no! Graham Mertz is getting a job somewhere.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't want to fall into that situation again.
Graham Mertz will be at H&R Block, my boy.
You don't want to have to play the transfer from Yale or whatever, so you'll have somebody ready to play. But, I mean, the way that you recruit is you recruit that person's going to be ready to play for 2 years, and then by that time you'll have 3 quarterbacks. You'll have the guy that was the backup, the Stetson Bennett or the Gunnar Stockton type dude or the Carson Beck, and then you'll have a bunch of people behind them, and they're going to end up leaving, staying, going, doing whatever they got to do. So I see the philosophy. We'll see if there's some implementation.
Boy, they talked about Graham Mertz on October 17th, and that was it. You got hurt, and then they never wanted to hear from you again. Not about the future, not about the pros. Hey, bro.
Coach.
Be grad assistant. Grad assistant.
Grad assistant. There you go. You and Billy got good friendship. Go ahead and be the
and that's what I meant to tell you. I put it in the group. That was Marco Rubio's son who scored a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did put it in the group.
I knew
Rubio, Marco Rubio, another Spanish Republican or Latin descent. All right.
Bet you won't call him Latinx.
Leave that to Musk.
Turn them on, Red.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the NCAA football segment. We are going to take another break. I'm going to refill on my beverage because I'm off until the 4th. And then we have NFL, Falcons.
I am not off. In these Atlanta weather is.
Oh, January? Yeah, we're supposed to get snow.
I ain't ready for that. Some told me to look. Boy, it was 80 today. What am I to do?
They talking about we're going to get a foot of snow in January.
Right. Let me get on back here for you. Get the snowing, though, Lord.
So we got NFL playoffs. We got Falcons. We got the playoff push. Falcons lose a heartbreak. Bengals, Broncos, AFC wildcard scenario. And then we also have teams in other matchups in the past week. And non-playoff teams because it's still funny because Aaron Rodgers sucks. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Get you a beverage. Like, follow, subscribe. Send this to somebody else. Tell them about it. Be back soon. Get you a beverage.
Until next time.
Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, boy.